What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you guys smash the like button, also subscribe to the channel. Now, today is the first day that it hasn't been raining, and it's a beautiful day in the Bay Area. So, again, make sure you guys like and subscribe to the video. Andre SOG Ward, light heavyweight champion, he responds to Floyd Mayweather. Now, I did a video about it, gave my thoughts. Again, some of you guys are taking this Kovalev-Ward loss very hard, and it just reminds me, it puts me in the mindset, and I said this going into the fight, you guys can check the videos, that Mayweather-Pacquiao, I was like, man, I predicted Pacquiao would lose, and I was right. Mayweather would beat him. And I knew that if it was even remotely close, that people would be doing what they're doing with Ward Kovalev, right? And say, oh no, you're lying. So at least good thing for Floyd is the difference in skill and ring IQ and stuff was more apparent in the Pacquiao fight, and he was able to separate and really make Pacquiao look like novice, like real. It wasn't a good performance. But anyway, Andre Ward, his verified page, and has like a quote picture. Be a part of the solution. And here's his caption 5 hours ago. Floyd, I'm not taking the bait, but I will say this. When is it going to stop? How many more people are you going to lash out at? You're in a position to build up the sport of boxing and the people in it and not tear it down, especially the younger generation. Be a part of the solution and not a part of the problem. Don't become another quote unquote critic, the very ones you've been fighting your whole career, especially towards the ones who go through the same things you do. All the lashing out may make headlines, but it's not a good look, bro. We need to choose our words wisely. The people are listening. Very eloquent, very to the point, and I thought it was a good response from Ward. Now, I told you in my video that I made about the fight is I don't care who thought Kovalev won or Ward won. My opinion is my opinion. You know what I mean? That's just what it boils down to. I had Ward winning a close fight. And see, I don't understand the whole, oh, it's a robbery, biggest rob. How this, to me, this is how I know some of y'all don't know shit about boxing, because everything is a robbery. If the person you didn't want to win doesn't win, it's a robbery. Thurman Porter, close fight, not a robbery. I had Thurman winning. Leo Santa Cruz, Carl Frampton, fight of the year, exciting fight, close fight. Both guys wanted to win. I had Carl Frampton winning, right? Then you have fights like Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield. That was a robbery because Lennox Lewis clearly won the fight, but some of you guys don't even have the boxing palate to even go back to real robberies like Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker when he went to Texas, where Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. was heavily favored and the crowd was pro him, right? And he got scored a draw when he clearly beat Chavez Sr., right? But you guys don't have the boxing dexterity to talk about those fights. It's all about this new generation doesn't even go back and do the research, watch the tapes and stuff like that. It's all about the here and now and stuff like that. And that's cool. You know what I mean? You don't have to be a prisoner of the past, but to know where you're going, you have to know where you've been. And that's the same thing with the sport of boxing. If you're a true boxing fan, I suggest you guys look up the old fights. When you see guys like Maidana or Floyd or whoever, you could go see old fighters that no longer fight and are almost forgotten, and you could be like, oh, I see where Floyd got this. James Toney was doing this. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care what you guys say. I had Andre Ward winning a close fight. People, oh, you're biased. You're saying that because you're the Bay Area. It's a black fighter. Like, you guys can say whatever you want. It doesn't change anything. And all this nitpicking, again, it's sad because it's taken away from the actual fight at hand. It was a good fight. Both fighters put on a show and no one wanted to lose. So it's like we hate to see a loser in the fight. I fuck with Kovalev. I like Kovalev. I've interviewed Kovalev. I went every time main events hit me up and I was in the area and they said, hey, you want to come to a Kovalev roundtable? I was there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to continue being there. I like Kovalev. In fact, anyone in the light heavyweight division, he has a strong chance of beating, right? I mean, he's a good fighter. And it's just sad, man, because the boxing fans, everything's a robbery. Everyone's a bum. Everyone's a cherry picker and this and that. So, I mean, frankly, I don't care what Floyd Mayweather said. Floyd's a hell of a fighter. He's very skilled. That doesn't mean that I have to agree with everything he says. He says a lot of stuff that I don't agree with. But that's the difference between some of y'all and me. I'm a man. I could stand on my own too. And I have no fear in doing that. I don't care if who said it. You know what I mean? I don't agree with a lot of boxing. Sometimes I'll be watching boxing, Jim Lampley or Kellerman or whoever will say something. Tim Bradley. I mean, it doesn't matter who it is. Teddy Atlas might say something I don't agree with. And that's the separation. A lot of people don't even watch the fights. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be like, oh, what round you give Kovalev? Oh, Kovalev just won. He's the crusher. You don't even know what you watched. You know what I'm saying? And again, the thing that's sad is it was a great fight. I hope the rematch does happen. And it's people are taken away with all this like robbery stuff. It doesn't get the belts back for Kovalev. So all this like going to social media, son of judges, it's funny, but it doesn't. I mean, look at this picture. It tells you a picture says is worth 1,000 words. Son of judges, you can make people giggle, but it doesn't put the belts back into your hands. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter what you guys say or do. It was a good fight. It was a competitive fight. And I'm thankful that we at least got it, that we had two people. That's what I'm saying. It's just sad because it's taken away from what they actually did. It was a meaningful fight. It flopped as a pay-per-view. The numbers weren't great, which is also sad. And we had two undefeated in prime guys. And whether you had Kovalev or Ward winning, it was a good fight. And it was a good fight for boxing. So, I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of you guys, oh, but Floyd said, how do you feel? Like, this is not D'Angelo. How does it feel? Like, there's no how do you feel to it. If that's how Floyd feels, that's how he feels. End of the story. I'm not on nobody's payroll where I have to agree with everything that anybody says. You know what I mean? I don't understand this whole like sense of tribalism. Again, I used this in the video I did yesterday. Floyd Mayweather said he had Robert Guerrero beating Danny Garcia, or said it was a draw. I don't believe that. I truly don't believe that. I thought Guerrero handily lost and was getting hit with some shit. You know what I mean? That's just me. He also said that Canelo will knock out Triple G. I think Canelo might be able to beat Triple G, but I don't know if he's knocking him out. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we can do this all day. I don't agree. Ward might say something that I disagree with. You know what I mean? So it's up to interpretation, just like the fights. It's up to what you believe. But it was a classy response from Andre Ward. You know what I mean? My thing is like that's what's wrong with some of you guys as boxing fans is you feel like you're compelled to have to agree with what anybody says. Like there's this thing called having a mind of your own. Like I'm not even trying to toot my own horn, but my whole channel, I didn't come up. I'm not some of these other channels. I came up through the trenches on YouTube. And how I came into the game, I wasn't doing a bunch of celebrity boxing interviews. People got a feel for my thoughts and respected my opinions and said, hey, break this fight down. Hey, I like how you did this. You know what I mean? Some people hated, but that's how I came up in the game. I got people's buy-in through what I was saying, not, oh, I interviewed Tim Bradley, check it out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not knocking anyone who came in and had that luxury, you know what I mean, had the connections or whatever. That's cool, but that's not how I came up. So if anybody knows in boxing, I'm one of those people that know that your opinion has to count for something. And at the end of the day, you can't, you're not going to sway me with what I think, what I seen. I mean, there's some people that said Pacquiao won. He beat Floyd Mayweather if you watch it in slow motion. But I'm not getting distracted by any of those games. I didn't see Pacquiao winning, so you guys can leave death threats, hate mail, comments. I'm not watching in slow motion. I've seen the fight with Pacquiao and Mayweather plenty of times, and it is what it is. I've seen Kovalev Ward, and when you're firm in your position, then it is what it is. Here's another example, like where with Floyd Mayweather, where he was firm in something he believed in, drug testing. He was ridiculed, literally ridiculed at the time. When he was drug testing, they're like, oh, he's a chicken. Oh, another excuse to not fight Pacquiao. That's what they were saying. The media was all over Floyd Mayweather, right? And at the end of the day, it looked like he was right. What he was doing was right for the sport. Since that time, how many people have failed drug tests? Do you know what I mean? A lot of people. A ton of people. So again, Floyd's a great fighter. He has a up-and-coming stable. You know what I mean? Gervonta Tank Davis, if he wins a title, I mean, Mayweather Promotions is popping. But again, that doesn't mean I'm going to agree with everything he says. He says, oh, black lives don't matter. It's all lives matter. You got to listen to the cops. I mean, I don't agree with that. I'm from the Bay Area. And I'm not saying all lives don't matter. I do believe in equality and nobody deserves to have their life taken. But unless you've experienced racism and certain things with police, and I have, go to San Francisco. Some of the most crooked cops in America, in the Bay Area, Oakland, San Francisco, straight up. And I have stories. I don't even have to get into all the details and stuff, but until you experience those, then you may not understand it. You know what I mean? Floyd's been pretty rich for some time, so maybe he forgot the Grand Rapids days or whatever. I don't know. I can't speak for his experiences, but I wasn't blessed with $1 million in my account and stuff, and like everybody knows my name and stuff. So I don't agree with that. I think there's a lot of injustice in America. I think there's a lot of double standards. Now I'm just being straight up with you guys. And it's not a pity party for one race. There's people get killed that are black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian, different things like that. But I do know there is a problem. Like more people are outraged with Colin Kaepernick, a football player. I mean, shout out to my Niners, but a football player who was not even starting this season, right? And his opinion and his motion to take a knee in some early games, right? They were so disgusted. Oh my gosh, it's so unpatriotic. Oh my gosh, he's so un-American. But some of those same people, when Donald Trump was getting caught saying, oh, like basically fuck her right in the pussy and this and that, and like just grab her and women like that, and making fun of like reporters with handicap, whatever, right? Then they're like, oh, that's just guy talk. You know what I'm saying? So America is not the model place for like equality, even though that's what they try to preach. So like you guys are more mad at a guy who's not even starting quarterback anymore, or wasn't, taking a knee for something he believes in. You know what I'm saying? So the game is kind of messed up if you think about it. A lot of people focus in on the wrong things, and like, so I don't get too distracted. As far as the Ward Mayweather thing, he's entitled to his opinion, but that's not going to mean I agree with everything. Like there's a lot of people I respect in the boxing game, but I definitely don't agree with everything they say. Bernard Hopkins, sometimes he gets on HBO and he says some things that I'm not cool with, like, or I don't agree with. Same thing with Lil Wayne. Like some of his old music is dope, but he also says stuff that I don't agree with, you know? Black people, like, you know what I'm saying? That just because I bump a couple of his tracks don't mean I have to agree with what he's talking about. And you know what I'm saying? Floyd can say whatever he wants, but I think Ward brings up a strong point. Who's that? Look up, Marlon. Say cheese. He brings up a strong point in the sense of Floyd has had oh man, I could go on. Floyd has had the media literally try to deconstruct his career every waking moment, and he knows this. He knows this because he got into it with Larry Merchant. Larry, you don't know shit about boxing. HBO need to fire your ass. You don't know shit about boxing. You ain't gonna do shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's because he reached his breaking point, because HBO, the main people that they had, the bigwigs or whatever that they had in charge, were not giving him his P's. They were not giving him his credit for wins. They were like, you beat him, but why was that fight so boring? And Castillo was throwing punches. You know what I mean? You didn't get credit for it. Nothing he was doing. They said he's ducking Pacquiao, and he called out, said he fought Shane Mosley when Shane Mosley was past his prime. But then there's an interview where Floyd's post-fight, I think he might have been holding his daughter or something. He said, he's like, yo, it's Floyd Mayweather. I just want to fight the best. That's Costa Zoo, Prince Nassim, Sugar Shane Mosley, Oscar De La Hoya. I'll move up. And Shane Mosley and that's my dude. Shout out to Shane. But he has a post-fight interview where they asked him about Mayweather, and he was like, "No, I'm gonna take a vacation with my family. I already had it scheduled. My tooth hurts. I gotta go to the dentist. My tooth might fall out or something like that." But then the same media said he fought a washed-up Shane, even though Shane was coming off the Antonio Margarito win, a guy with a granite chin, and he stopped him, right? So what Ward is saying is actually a very strong point. Media's always been on against Floyd. You know what I mean? The mass media, not everybody, not new media and certain individual people, but by and large, because I go to the fights, and I hear it. I hear what people are talking about. Oh, why is he fighting Berto? This is appalling. But then they're gonna accept Pacquiao versus Jeff Horn. So what Ward is saying is actually, he makes a sound point. Like, this is the same media that you're almost like catering to, and you're trying to deconstruct Ward's win versus Kovalev, but they did the same thing to you. They did it, like the media did it, not other fighters. The media did it to you when the Castillo fight happened, the first fight, even though you had a shoulder injury and you rematched him later that year, or the Oscar De La Hoya fight was like a split decision, you moved up in weight, and they didn't want to give you credit. Now you're basically kind of doing that to Ward Kovalev. Some fights aren't going to be squeaky clean, where it's everything that, like, it's just one person gets blown away. Ward versus Edwin Rodriguez or Chad Dawson or something. Not everything's going to be a stoppage and things like that. Kovalev is just a tough guy. He's a tough customer. He's built tough. You know what I mean? He looks like he has a chin. He's durable, has heart. He's a good boxer. He has good long arms for his frame. It looks like, at least. You know what I mean? Good with the jab. So, I mean, not every fight's going to be this landslide fight. I mean, even for Floyd, early in his career, he had some fights like the Castillo fight. People, you know what I mean? Even the Maidana fight. I don't think Maidana won. I don't think Castillo won. If anything, Castillo was the closest out of all of them. You know what I mean? But I thought he beat De La Hoya clean. De La Hoya faded during the stretch, just like Kovalev. And I thought he definitely beat Maidana. It was just a fun fight because Maidana doesn't give a fuck and he's rugged. But, I mean, Ward has a point, man. This is the same thing. And then, like, to me, at times, it seems like Floyd Mayweather is trying to cater to somebody. You know what I mean? Because he's kind of going with what, like, certain people you would expect them to go. It's like he's going with the... Like me, I don't care what anybody says. You guys can unsubscribe, do whatever you want. I have a built-in following. I work hard, so it doesn't matter. If someone's gonna unsubscribe off of one video or I didn't even do anything but state my opinion, so be it. I don't need that type of fan. But what I'm saying is sometimes it seems like Floyd Mayweather is trying to please somebody with his. Because look at this. Here's a quick comparison, and I'm gonna wrap this video up. In the same interview where he said Virgil Hunter wasn't shit, not a good trainer, or whatever he said, not a good trainer, I need someone that's been in the trenches, yada, 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 right? He also, I mean, I could break that part down too, but like, he also said that Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez is #1 pound for pound, right? And you look at Roman moved up 3 pounds against a champion, Carlos Cuadras, fact, at the Forum, 2016, fact. And Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez, the guy that Floyd Mayweather is saying is pound for pound and super skilled in this, which he is a good fighter. His eyes look like Andre Berto versus Robert Guerrero. His eyes were swollen shut. There's pictures of this. I was at the fight with Ward Kovalev. Ward had his face was like reddened and stuff like that, some basic swelling and stuff like that, but his eyes were not slammed shut like garage doors, like Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez. So it's like, I don't understand what it is with Floyd and Ward. It seems like there's been little bit of things, because every time I talk to Ward, he said Floyd's one of my favorite fighters. I never really heard him say much. I mean, before the Kovalev fight, he said something like, Floyd, you got my number, call me, instead of putting this out there. So I don't know, maybe Floyd wanted to retaliate to that interview. If you guys seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez moves up 3 pounds, fights Carlos Cuadras, who's a solid fighter, but in the grand scheme of things, I wouldn't say Cuadras is to his division what Kovalev is to his division. You know what I'm saying? Who did Cuadras beat? You know what I'm saying? That division's not popping like heavyweight. Look at Bernard Hopkins before Joe Smith Jr. stuff. Kovalev dominated him. I gave Kovalev every single round, and I predicted Kovalev to beat him via decision. 100% accurate. He knocked Bernard Hopkins down, and he also came close to stopping him in the 12th round. You look at Nathan Cleverly, champion. Kovalev fought him in his backyard. Bernard Hopkins fought him very close to his backyard in New Jersey. Bernard Hopkins from Philly. Jean Pascal knocked him out twice in his hometown of Canada, his second home. So it's just funny to see this. And besides that, and the double standards, everything I talked about in this video, a lot of people who could give a fuck all about Floyd Mayweather's opinion in general, now that he's saying something that you want him to say, now all of a sudden his opinion is gospel. And it's just funny to see that. When Floyd Mayweather was saying, man, I moved up in weight, but I wasn't just walking through no damn body. And I'll do Pacquiao fight, but I just want to fight him on an even playing field. And he's doing all this stuff, right? Then you didn't care about Floyd's opinion. When he says that Golovkin is a basic fighter, you know, Golovkin, he's solid, no special effects. When he says certain things that you don't want him to say, now all of a sudden you don't care about his opinion. You know what I mean? You're just, oh, he's stupid. He don't know. Idiot Floyd, he can't read. He's talking about Conor McGregor. He can't read. He doesn't want to fight Conor. Conor will destroy him in a street fight. But now he's saying something against, speaking out against Ward, Virgil Hunter, and saying Ward lost the fight. Now all of a sudden you care about his opinion so much. And like I said, Chocolatito's a good fighter, but he had his eyes swole. Like Paulie Malignaggi said, like Troy King said, like Ego said, he had his eyes swole. And he only moved up 3 pounds. And he fought a guy who was a champion, but again, you can't put him in the same echelon of champions as Kovalev, right? And that's just what it is. But at the end of the day, opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. Let me know what you guys think. Drop it in the comment section. Make sure you share the video, like the video as always. Hey, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off.